evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, Paul, and especially Ray. Persuade with power. I would say you accomplished that goal. I don't think you could have done a better job of persuading us that we all need to start thinking about what happens down the road, whether we're in our 20s or 30s or 60s and 70s, or if we have people that are approaching that time in their life when they really need to start thinking about these things. And I was personally a little bit choked up by your story about your father, and you seem to get a little bit choked up too, because my grandfather acted the same way when he got Parkinson's. You definitely did everything to tug on our heartstrings, and I believe that's probably the easiest and most effective way to persuade people. You can throw all kinds of statistics at us, which would have, maybe helped a little bit if you had a few statistics about how many people end up having to do assisted living or nursing facilities at some point in their lives versus how many people never have to get there, which I'm sure is probably a much smaller number. And at what age maybe it really starts to become a real factor in people's lives if they really have to know where they're going. You had great facial expressions. You sort of mimicked your mother at one point. I don't want to believe how I would feel, which was great. The one thing that maybe you could do a little bit better with, you're very good at the, front and center. I'm speaking, maybe just a little bit of movement. I know I'm guilty of standing sort of in one spot. You always have awesome gestures. You're always way out here and everything, but maybe a little bit more movement with the feet. Your entire speech was very powerful. You asked me to sort of think about whether or not your closing really hit a home run. I think it did, simply because by that point, I was, wow, really need to think about these things. I don't want to be separated from my loved ones unnecessarily. I don't want my parents to suffer with huge decisions when they're getting to the end. So it was very, very motivational, and I think you definitely met the objectives of this speech. And of course, you're an awesome speaker, somebody that I look up to as a newer member, and I look forward to the next.